Hey, what is up, everybody? Adam here. Today I'm checking out Twinmotion 2021. And to be honest with you, I was a fan of Twinmotion, a big fan when Epic bought them out because I'm a big fan of Epic and the Unreal Engine in general. So I was pretty hyped and pretty excited on them taking over, acquiring Twinmotion, the future of Twinmotion. Thought it was going to be this huge competitor to Lumion out of the box. And, it struggled. One of the first things when I got the free version of Twinmotion, I wanted to use it in a project. Imported about 10 or 15 of my plants, froze, crashed, wouldn't open the file again. Um, and it was really, you know, at that point I realized I can't use this. It's not something that's feasible. So I ended up trying a few more times, but then just gave up on it and went away from it altogether because I just couldn't take the risk doing paid work. So, but I've continued to struggle with plants in other software too, namely D5, Lumion. If I get a certain number of plant models in, things go bad really fast. So I decided to, as soon as Twinmotion 2021 came out, I decided to drop in 40 different plants into my model and then copy them 40 times. So we have over 1,600 custom imported models here, plus these over here, which I'm not even counting. Okay, so these are actually no slouch. These are about 100 megabytes each as a SketchUp file. So it's a pretty big file. They wouldn't even fit in the 3D warehouse. I also wanted to test it under the context of having a SketchUp model in the scene as well. So I brought in one of the bigger projects I've worked on recently, and that is in here in the scene with the 1,600 plants. And I'll tell you what, so far, not a single crash. It's been rock solid. I did a test animation. Oh, I also put 3D grass in just because I thought, need to have that in a real world scenario. So I wanted to emulate that and put that in here as well. So you can see we have 3D grass. And look at those FPS. They are dropping down when I'm facing the plants. When I face just this cluster, it's not too bad. But over here, that's where we have the big, huge rows of 40 or 1,600 plants over there. So once I get over there, it does slow down, drops below 20, but definitely workable compared to how Twinmotion was when I first tested it, and B, even compared to Lumion or D5 as far as imported plant material. So now, just a word of advice, these are plants that I've either modeled or bought and heavily optimized them myself. So just to let you know, I'm not just going and grabbing 3ds Max plants and dropping them straight into here. You would be not smart to do that, actually. So you want to be, these are all optimized. So I've either built them in a way that's optimized, or I've bought them and then ran them through some poly reduction stuff to optimize them. So I have autosave turned on, so it's auto-saving right now. But yeah, so these are all somewhere around 50 to 100 megabyte SketchUp files, the plants. And then I try to get the poly count down to under 100,000 if I can, without decimating the plant completely. If it's destroying the plant, then I'll try to stay under 200,000. If I have to go to 300 on 1 out of like 20, I will. But generally, that's too high. I try to keep them all around 80,000, 100,000, 60,000, that range. So sometimes that means taking them into Transmuter or doing it in 3ds Max and poly crunching everything down. And it definitely detracts from the quality on a close up, like a macro shot. but from anywhere more than 10 feet away, you can't really tell much of a difference. So, and it's definitely more efficient. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I did record an animation, so kind of check that out. This is 1 minute and 10 seconds, and I recorded it somewhere around 30 to 40 minute mark at 1080p. So I thought that was pretty good, actually. Um, something like that, this many plants, 1080p in Lumion, I'd probably be around 5 or 6 hours, especially if I factored in reflections, um, any kind of effects, anything like that. So I do have one reflection probe in here. I also don't have the materials set up. That could affect it. But for the most part, I'm pretty damn impressed with the time, the efficiency, the way that it rendered, the stability so far. And you can see all the plants that I put in here to really try to test it. I wanted to crash it in a way, but um, yeah, it's a lot of plants. So then we have those other ones over here. So I wanted to kind of fill it full of enough plants to represent what I would do in a landscape design. So generally 40 to 50 different species. Um, I may or may not have this many of the same plant, but this is about on average somewhere around like 600 to 1200 plants in a normal like master plan landscape design. So this is above that, and I was able to render without crashes. So super, super stoked about this, just what I'm seeing so far in 2021. Now, I did make some of those performance tweaks. And again, post processing, shadows, and effects are set to medium. Everything else is ultra. But the lighting, so much better. It looks so good. It reminds me so much more of D5 now, especially with a reflection probe. I mean, that to me looks just like D5. So if it's handling plants better than D5, well then I'll be using Twinmotion, um, because I generally render stills in V-Ray, and I'm looking for an animation software to fill the gap for animation. I do have Lumion, but Lumion struggles. It just struggles. If I put this many plants in Lumion, it would struggle. So, maybe I'll try to do that. Maybe I'll import the exact same plants into D5, into Lumion, and we'll make a real comparison, um, and see how each one does. But that's it for now. Just wanted to share the findings here, the results. Really, really, really happy with Twinmotion, render speed, everything. Only thing that I think Twinmotion is lacking is HDRI support at this point. So everything else is there. And I think with the animators and the animation capabilities, I think Twinmotion has risen in stock with this release. Absolutely. So we have the whole presenter in the cloud. We now have displacement, which I do have on these stones here. We've got Quixel Megascans integrated into Twinmotion. I mean, come on. Can't beat that either. So I am calling this a huge win for Epic with this release, and look forward to seeing some Twinmotion renders from me in the near future. All right. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.